Okay, short video showing a little game I've made for my students um, to help them understand a little bit more about assembly language and the job that an assembler does. It's written in Z80 Assembler uh, for the target Pac-Man hardware, okay, which is obviously something I'm working with quite a lot. Um, I'm just gonna run through and just talk a little bit about it, just to show you. I'll release the full commented assembly source and the ROMs that this generates, so that anyone who wants to have a mess about can play it in MAME, or can even burn it to a Pac-Man board if they want to destroy their Pac-Man board and they've got some spare ROMs or something that they want to burn it. Right, anyway, so let's just start this running. I'll just select the window. Okay, so what we got here, just a little title screen, and this shows a few different techniques. Switching between, down at the bottom, I've got a little bit of text that's changing on a timer. At the top, I've got standard scrolling message that is scrolling every 8 frames, I think, if I remember rightly, and it's got another flicking message. Okay, and there's some sprites on the screen as well. What I've also got is a tile map that's been generated from bitmap data. That's about it. There's some sprites moving around. They've got velocities. There's no animation. That's not what this thing was about. Right, let's press play once start and go into other game as it is. You didn't see me do double quotes with my fingers there, but that's because that's what I do. Right, so you control this little tank, and your job is to shoot the ghosts, as many ghosts as you can in 60 seconds. So you can see at the top of the screen, there's a rather optimistic 8-digit scoring on this, which doesn't get used. It uses binary encoded decimal, which is another nice little thing to show in Z80, to do the scoring and the countdown time and everything. And because you're limited on buttons on Pac-Man, you've got a joystick, 4-way joystick, which is what's controlling the tank. And then you've got a player 1 start and a player 2 start. So to shoot from your tank, you press player 1 start. If you press it again, it recalls the bullet and it starts again. Okay, you can't have loads of bullets because this is Pac-Man hardware and it's only got 6 sprites. Okay, so you're a little bit limited by that. Now you can see that the time's run out. The high score's been updated, so I got the high score there, even though I didn't do much. Let's start it again. So the job is to shoot them. Now it uses tile map collision detection. Okay, so that means you can hit the ghosts. The sprites can overlap and not hit each other because they're not occupying the same tile on the tile map. And you can see at the bottom of the screen, I've got left some debug output on. And again, this is nice because there's a little assembler routine that takes a byte and outputs it as hexadecimal, which I want to show the students as well. But it's generating the X and Y position down here at the bottom. There's an interesting bug on this, but I don't know whether it's MAME or whether it's Pac-Man hardware, and I'll explain that in a minute. And it's also showing the tile X and the tile Y, and you can see that they change as I go up and down. So every 8 pixels, because that's how big a tile is, we change tile position. Okay, I shot 1 that time. That's really about it, to be honest. There's not much more to it. The point of it was to show different things like the role that the assembler has in helping us write code, so like labels, local labels, macros, doing calculations for us, so we don't have to work out loads of numbers ourselves, setting up data, aligning data, and then to show the various features of Z80 assembly language, things like branches, condition testing, addressing modes like index addressing and things like that, and how they're really useful when you're coding. Also, some of the things that are in there, I've shown like quick ways of doing things as well. But like I say, the source I'll post. If anyone wants any help in messing about with it, it is fully commented. So I've commented every single line, tried to explain what they're doing individually and what they're doing as a whole. So if anyone wants to have a mess about at programming Pac-Man, if they want to ask, and I can give you some stuff for setting up. I use Visual Studio to code my stuff and SJ assembler. And I've got all that set up in Visual Studio so I can easily, well, I say easily, so I can easily develop. And then debugging is done using MAME, and that is so powerful. It's a great debugger. I only scratched the surface of it. It can do some amazing things. It's got really good breakpoint sets and things like that, and watch points so that you can watch for reads and writes in memory locations, which is something you just didn't have back in the day trying to write code. Okay, so if anyone's interested in it, it is naff. It wasn't meant to be the world's greatest game. It's moderately distracting me from a demo code that I'm doing, but that is still in the background. Hopefully I'll have something to show in a short while, whatever that means, short while. Oh, there you go. I've got 900. Oh, we're going to get over 1,000. Oh, if I can shoot another ghost, come on. Yes, 1,080. Oh, rocking now. Okay, that's that. Thanks for watching.